life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, what's going on over on the YouTube side? We are live both on TikTok and YouTube this morning. Taking a look at some of yesterday's softball matchups. Had a big matchup with Florida State and Clemson last night. Man, about every other play was getting reviewed. It was crazy. At one point we had umpire, the field ump calling a girl out, the base ump saying that the first baseman's foot was off the bag. They had to go check it out and review it and look at it. We had a play at the plate. Girl was out. Defense falls asleep and make a throw back to the pitcher. And, of course, the girl comes home and steals, not necessarily steals home, but ends up making a play. That ends up being the winning run at the end of the day. So, pretty good day all in all with softball. So, a couple of big matchups today. I know on the East Coast there's weather heading in last night and this morning, so some of the games are going to get pushed back. And, of course, they're trying to get everybody out of there before Easter. So, happy Easter to everyone. If that's your thing, if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter. What's going on, Harriet? Whitman, what's going on, man? Yeah, we're not inviting anybody this morning. Good morning. I appreciate that, Kimberly. Thank you. How are you guys doing this morning? All right, if you haven't done so, check us out on YouTube as well. We do a lot of highlight, a lot of reaction. There's also a podcast over there where we talk about motivation, we talk about mental performance, we talk about all things softball. A lot of stuff going on over there. Doing pretty good, Kimberly. A little bit busy this morning. I was going to get on to do the live stream first thing this morning, sort of reacting to last night's games. We do a lot of different stuff involving softball over here with Black Diamond Softball and Fitness. It's not just necessarily the physical side or the athletic side. We do a lot of the mental performance stuff, trying to help these young athletes understand kind of what they're going through. So if you haven't checked it out, it's most of the stuff is over there on the YouTube side. So we're going to take a look at what's going on. Oh, Lord. Throwing my phone this morning. All right, so like I said, yesterday was a big day in college softball. We'll take a look at some of the scores and sort of react to some of the stuff. Big series this weekend with Florida State and Clemson. Florida State gets the season sweep over Clemson. Big game last night. Florida State comes out on top 3-2. Just a crazy controversial game all around. It seems like the umpires lost it left and right yesterday. I mean, every time there was a play, it's like they didn't want to make a decision, didn't want to make a call. So they were every inning they were looking at replay, which got kind of annoying, kind of slowed the game down. So Missouri and LSU. LSU was able to bounce back and get a win last night. Missouri beat them Thursday night. So Friday they were able to jump back and get the win. Oklahoma stays strong over Texas Tech. Virginia gets the win over Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is kind of streaky, but ACC is kind of clustered together. You have Florida State. Clearly now, I think, is the front runner after the series sweep. Virginia Tech is right there with them. Virginia Tech is going to be around because Emma Limley is just dominant on the mound. She's going to be 95% of the time. Emma Limley is going to be throwing her stuff. Going to be getting ground ball outs and strikeouts. And then you have sort of like the NC States, the Dukes, the Virginias. It's clustered together. You'll see Notre Dame beat somebody they're probably not supposed to. And then you go back and look at Clemson. I mean, they've lost 4 now. Coming into the series, they had only lost 1, and that was to Tennessee. But if you look at their record, look at some of the teams they beat, they haven't really played anybody until they got to Florida State. So it's not surprising. I'm not surprised that Clemson struggled. I was surprised that they lost all 3 games. I figured they would get at least 1, especially with Valerie Cagle on the mound. That didn't happen. It's just that time of year where teams are going to be matched up, and you look at a Baylor who has beat some powerhouse teams this year, and yesterday was no different. They get a win over Tennessee. So you got a number 24 Baylor who has beat Oklahoma this year, has also beat Tennessee. If you look at Baylor's record, they're 30-9 overall, 2-4 in the Big 12. But earlier in the season, you got them beating Arkansas. You got them losing to Arkansas in the middle of a win streak. But you look, they beat Oklahoma. They're able to get wins over Sam Houston. They're able to get wins over Texas. And then they do get swept by an Oklahoma State, but then turn around and they've taken 2 from Tennessee. So, I mean, Baylor's right there. They'll find a way to win, and they'll also somehow find a way to lose. It's pretty funny. With that, you've got teams that are kind of on the come, like in Arkansas. If we take a look at Arkansas here, 27-11 overall, 8-6 in the SEC. Don't have too much SEC play left for them. But early in the season, where Arkansas was, you got them playing the Tax Act Clearwater Invitational. They play teams like a Florida State, a Duke. They lose some tight ones there. They beat who they're supposed to, and then they'll lose like 2 out of 3 to Texas A&M. And I know Texas A&M isn't a juggernaut. But they're a solid team. Not the greatest, but, I mean, they'll be there towards the end. I guarantee it. And they also take 2 of 3 from Alabama, and then they take 2 of 3 from Florida. And then this past weekend, you got yesterday and Thursday, they lose 2 to Georgia. I don't know, man. Softball is crazy. SEC is just like the ACC. You're going to have your clear front runners. Like the ACC is going to have their Florida States and Virginia Techs and Clemson. SEC is going to have your teams like Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Arkansas, and then you got Florida, of course. So it's a crazy year this year for sure. I think we're coming out of the pandemic. We were a couple years now removed from that. You got the older ones, these extra year players, kind of moving out. Now you've got these younger freshmen coming in. You got a lot of transfers. You look at Oklahoma State; that's how they're built. I think there's a lot of parity in the game. So, I mean, Georgia loses to a Clemson, but then this past weekend they take 2. They're getting 2 from Arkansas. So it's a weird year for sure. Let's get into it.
Throughout the night, it's going to help her tremendously.
All right, so this
Flaherty,
is the game from
ground ball to short. Aaliyah
from last night
takes care of it, one down. So they are hungry and determined to make this the season. And these two of the contenders for a trip to Oklahoma City. Waycaser grounds out, 2 down. Spitting rain.
Valerie
here at
pretty
McWhorter
dominant
Stadium.
last night in the circle, playing a lot in the rain. It came
3
down
and
to
1 to
walks and
Harding.
errors. It was a walks
Launches
and errors
that
type
deep
thing.
left. Back it goes. Back to the wall and caught. Allie Micklesh keeps it in the yard. NCAA tournament, so they could stay home here for the regionals and the super regionals. They won here at home last year in the regionals, hit the road and lost in the supers to Oklahoma State. And a swing and a miss for Royalty. She gets more, 1 down.
There's a couple different times you could just see how hard it was raining when they zoom in on the batter.
One pitch. Hammered down the line. Fair ball off the glove of Kaylee Harding. Try to stretch it for 2, and standing up is Mackenzie Clark. Then immediately they have a runner in scoring position with 1 down.
For them here, see if they can make that adjustment.
Well, and here's the one you want up too, with a runner in scoring position. Valerie Cagle. 491 on the year, flirting with a 500 mark, and that pings off the leg of Flaherty. They're going to try to score the run, and Clark makes it all the way home. And for the first time in the series, Clemson has the lead.
Flaherty and Mac Leonard on the right side are both almost in right field. They are so deep. This ball just takes a hop up off of Flaherty, can't handle it. And how about Mackenzie Clark? She is just going to come all the way around. No stop. Coach Rittman sending her all the way. They're going to charge an error
To 4-3-2 pitch. Slow roller to short. Muffley, they'll get the lead, and that'll be it. 2 down. Goes the opposite way with it. Waycaser back and makes the catch. Side retired, but a run across. Clemson's been as good as Florida State. That forces everybody else to up their game. Mac Leonard, the grounder to short. 1 down. And as a result, in the last 3 years, Clemson, Duke, and Virginia Tech have
Florida
all
State
won
and
an ACC title against ranked opponents. They are 4-4 against the top 5 in the country.
ACC. I mean, of course, if anything can happen.
Clemson doesn't quite have that resume, so that's what makes tonight's game so pivotal, to get a big win over a top 10 foe. 2 down as Kerr strikes out.
Especially when you got somebody like Valerie Cagle, dominant on both sides.
And Edenfield draws the walk with 2 outs.
Well.
First base runner tonight for the Washington. And speaking on behalf of NIL to the House Subcommittee on Energy and Commerce, representing athletes around the country.
She could not throw a strike.
And
there was
Cagle now stubbing her toe a bit. Back-to-back free. Small world.
Balls just
small softball world.
Right. All the coaches that have coached together.
1-0, Katie Dack, and a diving grab by Moore over to first, not in time, and a run will score.
A little bit of communication breakdown there.
Edenfield hustling all the way around from second base. Challenge coming from Clemson.
Well, this ball is going to get down in that 3-4 hole, but a great job by Maddie Moore to pick it up. May a little bit late getting back to the bag, and then not hearing
he's there by a step.
That Edenfield was going.
And Dack's going to beat that by a long shot.
Yeah.
You know the old board game operation? You can pretty much knee, back, ankle.
Ooh.
The throw down, they'll try and get Dack, slides by, and did they catch her ankle? Yes, they did, and the run will not score. And now Florida State immediately says, hey, go to the headphones and check that.
On the shorts.
Logaleo's going to come by. Does she make
It
the
looks
tag?
like she gets her.
Oh, she gets the
But
foot.
you can't tell for sure.
Did
like,
she
there's
get it?
no,
Looked like she got
there's
the
no
foot.
conclusive evidence that
Let's
she
see.
actually
Or
does
the-
touch it. Maybe
did she
there, a
get
little bit on the backside.
The derriere, and then I
Maybe
think
gets
the
her
foot
on
right
I
here.
mean, you can't tell. So they caught her out on the
The
field.
dugout.
So I think there's just not enough to overturn it.
They
I don't
pulled
think
it
they saw
for the
anything
third
any
out of the
different. It says,
inning.
hey, yes, she was out. I think it's just, hey, we
Got
called it
under
out
it.
on the field. We're gonna keep
Out to
this in.
Waycaser. One down. The first to decide to play here with Coach Rittman. Ground ball to second. Flaherty will stay down on it. 2 outs. The reverb on your hands.
Yeah, that's awful.
Gets the swing and the miss. And Alston royalty with a 1-2-3 inning. Even at 1 apiece as we head to the third.
Through
Board,
last
and then
night, it
the
was pretty even.
catch out in left field to save a home run ball from Allie. Back to the top of the order. Cagle kept all of them off the bases their first time up. No such luck this time. Flaherty racing around to second,
Deals.
and she'll slide in safely. For Hallie Waycaser. Line to short. Logaleo's got it, 2 down.
She ended up getting pulled from the game.
Swing
there.
and a miss. Cagle gets the
She hurt her shoulder.
whiff,
You can see her in the
and
dugout.
they strand the
Put it on
go-ahead
game.
out at
Did
second
something to her
base.
shoulder. She was in a sling and had ice on it.
Davenport,
Back in and kind of jammed herself a little bit. It was
fly ball on
weird.
the 2-1 pitch. Waycaser's got it, 1 down.
Find their way, getting back to the Georgia way of hitting the long ball and getting some good innings in the circle.
8th pitch of this at-bat to Maddie Moore. Skies that out to right center. Waycaser's got it, 2 down.
Being almost like a belt is pulling you toward home plate.
And Clark draws the walk.
A lot of walks last night.
2 out base runner, and here comes Valerie Cagle. Country.
Does anybody else see a resemblance between Jalen Ford and
Well, they
Valerie
pop her
Cagle?
up. Will it stay in play for Florida State? It does, and Harding makes the catch for the 3rd out.
And the body
Thing
makeup, just,
moving up.
how they carry themselves. She reminds me so much of Jalen Ford.
Leonard, and that will stay inside the line, and the throw from Davenport
Closer
in
than it
time,
should've
1
been.
down. State will not challenge. Play on. Here's Janai Kerr. Off the end of the bat, a knuckler to short. And she is out. And Florida State will definitely take a look at this one.
This needs to be a better throw by Logaleo, and look at the way the ball's in the glove. The toe is on until she
There's
completely
another
falls
play that
off.
was crazy. Telling you, like,
And
every
now
inning there was
Clemson
some
will
play that
call
needed
for
to
the
be
review.
reviewed.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. We've
Stop
had
it so
about
much.
6 of these plays at first
I mean,
base
you're-
in the
the umpire
series.
is
And
there.
Clemson-
Like,
All right, here we go.
I mean,
Out.
we're looking at the foot and
So
we're
it
listening
reverts
for
back to
glove
the
pop.
original call. 2 down.
I don't understand. I don't know what he's
Working the
looking
count
at.
full. Lost her.
It's-
3rd walk from Cagle. Hey, we got a good
don't
one
know.
for
I
Sunday
don't
night
know if
baseball
that's
for you as the Padres and Braves finish
last
up their
night,
4-game
at some
set.
point you
From
gotta go, all right, this
She's got
is-
the advantage
this is
here.
getting out of
0-2.
control.
Missed it away. Edenfield on the run, and they've got her by a mile. Good throw. Vieira down to Moore, applying the tag.
Yeah, it's so good.
Want to finally put a notch.
Got swept last year in Tallahassee, then also lost the ACC final as Carolyn Jacobson gets hit by a pitch. Three and 0. Oh, and a snap throw down to first. And Leonard could not reach it. And they're going to try and score, and they will. The go-ahead run for Clemson
Crazy
on an
speed.
errant throw.
Absolutely crazy
as
speed.
Baumhart comes all the way around from first base.
You can see the throw is going to come down. It's on the outside. Pitch supposed to be on the inside, and just a snap throw down to Mac Leonard. Leonard walking back to the bag, but it gets away. She's not even really in a position to try to go after this ball. No. Baumhart just wheeling it all the way around. John Whitman sending her a little bit of a miscue on the throw coming into Amaya Ross.
All the way around from first. And both the runs on the board unearned tonight. And now Logaleo is on. Vieira flares one out to center. And Janai Kerr, who was shaded over to the left side in good position to make the catch. One down.
Scoring position.
Oda, gloved by Harding, 2 down.
Which is, I mean, that's big. A lot of times you're going to see the corners hugging the line.
That's in for a strike. The runner goes uncontested down to second base by Michaela Edenfield, the catcher. That could be trouble.
Ooh, great catch.
And it's caught by Waycaser. Scooped it and saved a run. Dak and Muffley do up the bottom of the order. Cagle, not in time to get Mudge. Quick down the line, and that gets the tying run aboard.
Well, that's just smart hitting.
And Mudge will be able to scamper over to second. Thinks about third. And now the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Full count to Dak. Ball 4. And that will put the go-ahead run on base.
Typically very stellar, limiting the free passes.
Yeah, she only had 17 walks all season before today. Muffley. That's a foul ball. Right back to the pitcher, slings it over to third, and that won't be in time. Terrific jump off the base at second by Mudge, who's got the quicks, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for the top of the order.
Yeah, that's
a tough play.
Ross puts it in play deep enough to get a run in. And the sacrifice fly will tie it up for Florida State. And both base runners advance as well on the tag. 2-2.
I don't like that play.
Ross is going to put this ball deep, deep to right field. Good job of making sure you're staying home with Mudge.
And the reason, I spoke about it last night, I don't like the way this play was from the defensive side. Shortstop is kind of in no man's land. Shortstop's got to be there at the bag, got to be there at second base. And the reason why, that ball's hit out to right field. That girl on third, I don't care what kind of cannon you've got. We've just seen her speed. We know she could tag up late and she's still making it home. So we're definitely not trying to make that throw from right field to third with nobody out. The thing that gets me is how lackadaisical it is to keep that runner at 1. And later on in this inning, you'll see if we keep that runner at 1, you still have the double play intact. So we make that catch there, and then we keep that runner at first base. I know we got the runner over at third, and you know that's neither here nor there for this play, but we make that catch. We get that ball into second base to keep that runner there, so we have that double play intact, so we don't give up anything else. But it was just, she didn't stack up behind the ball. She makes that throw like a lazy throw into second base. And, of course, the base runner is able to see there's no one on second base. So the cutoff second base is out there in shallow right. Shortstop, who knows? I don't know. I don't know where she was at. And Logaleo is usually pretty good about that. Her positioning is usually really well. She plays very good defense. Not taking anything away from her. But in this instance where we can see like one play can kind of, snowball effect. This is that type of play. So outfielders, it doesn't matter, man. Get that ball in as soon as you can and know where you're going with it. Before that play, we're looking you know, we're looking at the defensive shifts that may be in play, what we're calling, what we're doing. And then once you're put in position, you've got to know, okay, a slow roller to me, this is what I'm going with it. A bullet hit to me, this is what I'm doing. A fly ball hit to me, this is what I'm doing. Everybody's got to be on the same page. But in this instance, I don't think they were. I think they were caught up in the moment, and then this is kind of where we're at.
Knowing that she can basically walk home on that, got to make sure that that ball's in the glove before you take off. That whip below 1.
All right, so it's tied up. Now it's 2-2 in the top of the 5th.
To short, they'll make the throw to the plate, and the tag applied, and Dak is out. Logaleo to Viero, and then sliding in safe is Muffley. Heads up base running for Florida State to take the lead.
And this is where you cannot celebrate the battle, because right now Clemson had the opportunity to have that shut down with Muffley. The great play at home, but they took their eye off of Muffley. So a good throw coming home to get Dak.
Got her there. Watch how
and
far
then
she
a
triples
little bit
up
too
the
much
line.
celebration. They take a look at Wake
Looks at her.
and then you can
soon
see
as
that
she goes to
Muffley
throw it,
just
she's
sees
going.
that nobody's paying attention, and she's going to get down and around and out of the way of Vieira's tag. That is just aggressive base running, heads up. Catcher, you have to stay home. You cannot leave that dish. Second you walk forward, you leave yourself vulnerable.
But if you go back and watch it, she's off the bag by a step or two.
And that will get the pitching coach, Kyle Jamison, tossed, and now he's got to be careful it's not something more. He came charging out of the dugout, slammed down the clipboard.
Rittman's like,
and he has been tossed.
Ribbons gave him a piece of his mind too. He's like, you know you messed up.
Well, I think they were upset, you know.
And that's borderline. If she wasn't getting borderline pitches all night, I mean, that's where he was. I love it. I love the passion.
The count to Harding.
All right, so we're 3-2 here, top of the 5th. Clemson trying to get out of it.
And
another walk.
4-pitch walk.
5th walk of the night,
now, 2
given
down,
by
top
Cagle,
of the 5th. Florida State's already up 3-2.
And for Florida State to try and pull this off on the road, no less. Be huge for them. They've won 10 of their last 11 coming in. Logaleo flips it over to second to get the 3rd out.
She has a glove flip play just about every game.
And sometimes you need that defensive
just
spark.
about every game, she's got a glove flip. All right, so bottom 5 here.
Going the opposite way, but right in the direction of Waycaser, 1 down.
Playing that perfect.
You know, gap to gap. That's how you use the majority of the field. That's typically when your numbers rise.
0-2 pitch. Slow roller. Oh, and Keene went for it, and then Ross wasn't expecting it, and
so
it
all the
goes
coaches out there.
the wickets.
And y'all see a play.
Tying run aboard for the Tigers.
Your fielder's legs. That play happens.
And that'll push the tying run into scoring position, and the go-ahead now board as well for Valerie Cagle, and a big moment for her.
Second baseman.
Let's see how now for National Player of the Year honors.
And boom, there you have it. So it happens at all levels.
Got a hold of one, deep center field. Kerr back to the wall, and will have room to make the catch. Runners tag. And there'll be Tigers at second and third.
Outfield to find the wall.
If
they have time to get back behind that ball as soon as you can, and then start moving forward.
Error
you
and
make that catcher coming in anyway. You don't want to be backing up as you're catching. You want to be moving forward.
Both tagged on the deep fly ball from Cagle.
Cagle did hit that one pretty good, though.
2 outs, 2 strikes. Jacobson launches. Smudge. High fly ball, got it.
That right there. That's more, a little bit more routine.
And the Seminoles work their way
back
out
behind
of it.
the ball,
2 left in scoring position.
All right, top 6 here.
Right back to Cagle. 1 down.
the state's ACC. I mean, they just played Duke at Duke.
They have the 3 other toughest teams on the road. Yeah. Edenfield retired, 2 down. Snagged at third by Davenport. A 1-2-3 inning for Valerie Cagle.
Mayor putting in a shift.
Lost her. So we just talked about how she hardly walks anybody, and the first batter she sees gets the tying run on board.
I love it.
She's another threat to steal a base. 10 for 10 on the year. Ground ball to second. Ross will make the play over to first. It's good enough to move the runner over.
Pierre clapping. She moved the runner. She didn't get what she wanted, but still, boom. She clapping. She moved what she did. She moved the runner. Give him a chance right here.
Look at the strikeout to walk ratios around the Atlantic Coast Conference
That's
this year.
my daughter last night. I said, boom, you up to bat right now.
They still
Less than
play
2 outs
both
from
of
second
these
base. What are you trying to do?
schools to end the season.
I'm trying to go to right field.
Right back to Sandercock. That's going to be trouble. And good job by Cat to sling that over to first.
Put something in play and get on base.
And it moves the tying run to third base.
But her job is to move that runner. So I'm pretty proud of her.
Swing and a miss, and Sandercock works out of it. And again, Clemson leaves the tying run, 60 runs. Tonight, Smitty, just opportunistic for both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
111 pitches so far for Valerie. 112 now with that.
Bottom of the Florida State order. And the swing and the miss there. 2 down.
Got a lot of swing and misses with that pitch last night. Down, right at the knees on the inside.
Ross, ground ball to second. Moore gobbles it up.
Pitch right there. They got that and move it over the plate.
Last chance for Clemson to try.
Kid was wearing out that inside corner last night.
Ground ball. 1 down. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball. Harding. 2 down.
Out of their last out here, last strike, matter of fact.
Ground ball, and it bounces over Harding's glove, and Valerie Cagle will come to the plate. Clark trying to get to second, and they throw her out. Oh my goodness, Mackenzie Clark was aboard with Cagle coming up, and she tried to grab second base, and Florida State does not. Ground ball, and it bounces over Harding's glove, and Valerie Cagle will come to the plate. Clark trying to get to second, and they throw her out.
You can't knock her for being aggressive there.
Oh my goodness, Mackenzie Clark was aboard with Cagle coming up.
I saw some comments
and she tried to grab second base, and Florida State does not allow Cagle to come to the plate. Wow, a bobble in left field, and then a hesitation by Mackenzie Clark.
If you hesitate like that, you're probably not going to make it. But hey, you know. So that brings me into, I mean, you guys know there is a playlist over here on the YouTube side where we do the Let's Talk About It. There's a lot of different topics that I bring up, a lot of different things. So with that Let's Talk About It, I like to kind of give you things to get your mind working a little bit and, see, there is some gray area type stuff that we will talk about, but there's some black and white. I want you guys' opinion on that. So leave me a comment below on some of the, not necessarily controversial, but if, different things that we talk about through the sports world. It doesn't necessarily have to be softball, but give me some stuff, give me some topics you want to kind of get into it and discuss. I'm all about it. I like getting into that stuff. Let's see here. Oregon State and UCLA played last night. Friend of mine, Jamie Southern, is the pitching
That
coach.
ball is popped up. Woolery calls it at first and gloves it for the first out of the inning.
Oregon State assistant coach, pitching coach as well.
That ball is roped,
We'll
and
jump
there
into
is the
this.
first hit of the game for the Beavers. And it comes off the bat of Grace Mesmer. Senior Frankie Hamoudi. Back in the box. Ball 4. So Yanez has 2 runners aboard here in the top of the first. Yanez just 11. That ball is up. Grant making a run. And it is
Wow, what a
caught.
catch.
Maya Brady behind our camera here.
How much range Maya Brady covers right there. That's awesome.
That ball is up to the right side. Savvy Polo.
Middle's covering some range there. I like it. I like to see middles
She
covering
is
range like
battling
that.
a little bit of a calf injury, so we'll see just how long she can go. She faces Megan Grant, the leadoff hitter for the Bruins.
Ouch.
And she hits her. Tom Brady. And another uncle is 2-time World Series champion Kevin Youkilis, who played with the Boston Red Sox. Oh, right back up the middle. That is a hard hit single for Maya Brady, the first hit of the game for the Bruins. Strike 3 called. She gets her in the
That's a tough hit
inside
right there.
corner. A nice
Gotta
job
take it.
by Ellie Garcia to get her first strikeout of the game. Garcia sneaks a screwball in on the inside part of the plate to the righty.
Inside
It just
me.
freezes.
But I'm not
Woolery.
behind the plate.
They
So.
call her one of the most clutch hitters in UCLA history.
If Aaliyah
During
Jordan
batting
isn't one of your
practice
favorite
today,
players,
she was literally
we can't be
hitting
friends.
the trees in
I love watching
over
Aaliyah
the
play.
fence. Great
Nice
catch
play.
by Howie in center field, and they double her up at second
Nice
base.
play.
Double play for the Beavers to get out of a threat by the Bruins. Tournament come May. 6, 7, and 8 set to face Brooke Yanez, as right away Aubrey Sini going after the first Yanez offering. In softball earlier, as it is the unpredictable world of college softball. Yanez gets Sini with the strikeout. Her first strikeout of the game. She was coached by Missy Lombardi. Missy, the former Oklahoma assistant coach, took the head job at Oregon when Mike White committed to Texas and took that job. Strike 3. Now you see the stuff cooking for Brooke Yanez of key injuries on this Beaver squad, but she does not fault that. She said this is an opportunity for the underclassmen, and there are 20 of them, to get an opportunity. Strike 3. Yanez strikes out the sides for the Bruins.
Love to see it.
That ball is hit well, but playable in left field and run down by Sini to Division I scholarships. That ball is well hit and
That ball is
out of
crushed.
there! A solo home run for Charlize Palacios, and the Bruins have gone on
Palacios
top
has got power for
1-0
days,
here in the
man.
bottom of the second.
I love watching that swing.
Year for Palacios.
Goes up and gets it.
Right off the bat, she knew it. That
A little
ball
bit above
up,
the
and
belt
she
and just drives
drove
it. Able to get her hands up.
and ignites
Keep
the
her hands up,
fire,
I should say.
which is the UCLA Bruin offense.
Hands in, gets the
And
barrel
this
to it and
is
crushes that ball.
about their depth, getting contribution.
redshirt junior out of Chula Vista, California.
Oof.
Turns on that, and that
Just
ball
missed
just
that one.
falls
A
foul.
little bit ahead of that.
Yeah, there is no breeze coming off the Pacific. It's an hour. Former outstanding catcher for the Bruins. And that ball is in there. Second hit of the
Didn't get
inning
enough
for the
throw.
Bruins.
Oh, we're bunting here. Yep.
That ball is bunted. Dropped by Garcia. The throw to second, not in time. Alyssa Garcia safe
play.
at second. And Kennedy Powell safe at first. Gets the bunt down. Fielded from third. The throw to first, not in time. And the bases are loaded with Bruins.
UCLA's got the power and the speed. They can go both ways.
Hits last night. Here's a look at first.
I don't know how
And
you
that
miss
is
it that
a
bad. Again,
close
you're watching the
call
feet, you're
coming in
watching the bag, and
to
you're
the first
listening
base
to the
side.
glove.
And they have reviewed it, and they have overturned the call. So Maonio is out at first.
Happened last night
Successful
in,
challenge
Florida
by
State.
Laura Berg.
Clemson game.
And that is the second out of the inning.
It's like, I don't know.
That ball is roped and out of here. 3-run home run by the freshman Megan Grant.
Yeah, there's it again, man.
And the Bruins go on top 4-0 here in the bottom of the second.
UCLA's got the power, and they got the speed to post Mago.
No doubt about this one. Up in the zone, and Megan Grant likes what
that
she
one at the letters.
sees, and it gets out in a hurry. Kissing the trees in the outfield.
She didn't
And the
tilt the
Bruins
shoulders too far. She stayed
race
up on
out
top
to a
of it and drove it,
4-0
man.
lead that makes them so difficult to defend. Maya Brady goes after the first pitch, sends it to center field.
That's
but
why the-
Howie is underneath of it.
The rise ball
And
has been
wants it
so
for the
effective
third
for.
out. 9-1-2
as long
set
as
to
it
face
has.
Brooke Yanez.
You look at the
Madison
shoulder tilt
Clark,
from
the
the
freshman,
hitters.
set to lead it off. Goes after
get
the
that
first
shoulder
pitch. That
tilt,
ball is popped up.
And that backside kind of
Maonio
drops
in
just a
center
little
field.
bit too much.
We'll glove it for out number one.
That's why they
Tournament,
you get that
year
swing and miss
seasons.
on the rise ball
Good news.
more times than
Grounder
not when you do miss.
To third.
That's-
Grant to first.
Most of the time
for
you
out
miss that
number
rise
two.
ball is because we're letting our shoulders tilt too
Canada
far.
and Australia.
And we got getting up
And
underneath
asked
that
them if they
instead
won
of
scholarship to
a
play in
pitch
the
that's
U.S.
at the chest, and we stay a little bit more level.
Mesmer gets a good swing in, but Kennedy Powell is underneath. And that's the
Again,
third
trying to hit a
out.
rise ball at like
3
70
up
miles
and
an
3
hour.
down.
It's tough.
And Laura Berg realizes that the opportunities the youth get on her program right now, it's going to pay dividends in the coming years because they will have faced the pressure. And they won't
Definitely
blow
want to
it.
give UCLA extra bases here,
Last time
or
up,
free bases.
this 24-year-old battled 2 ACL surgeries, Tommy John, and has continually been a rehab expert. Sends it. This will be
Plus.
extra bases. They will hold the runner at third. A double for Aaliyah Jordan.
There's my girl.
Up the middle. 1 run will score. And an RBI for Savvy Pola, scoring Jordan Woolery. And the Bruins are on top 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. Pola, again, timing on, right back through the circle. The throw cut off, but not
Fooled
before
just a
another
little
run
bit, was
can
able to keep the
score.
bat in the zone long enough.
So-
I don't necessarily think that was a great piece of hitting, but really get the bat involved.
And there goes the runner. They'll throw to third. And Pola will advance. So now runners at second, third for Palacios. That she enjoys.
There's a ton of speed
And the fact that she gets to do it with Kelly Inouye Perez, who she threw to in college, even that much better. This ball is sent to left field. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Safe at home, safe at second, and another run comes across, and the Bruins move out. Alyssa Garcia. That ball gets away from Des Rivera, and Pola moves up to third. So the wheels starting to come off for Oregon State here in the third. An RBI for Garcia, and it's a 7-0 ball game. Grounded third, her first time up. That was that foot race where they reviewed, and she was
like to put it on you quick.
safe and then out. Just one out. Top of the order on deck. That is a fair ball. Here is the run, the throw. Not in time. 8-0 lead for the Bruins. And they're not done yet. A single and RBI for Janelle Meonio. Meonio just kind of the running swing. That's what she does, just over third base. And here comes the run, 8-0 UCLA.
Valerie hit 2 out the night before.
That will be more runs. One more across, 2 runs across, 10-0 UCLA, 2 RBI for the freshman, Megan Grant. Megan Grant on a ball that just gets about belt high, sends it to the right side, scoring Kennedy Powell and Janelle Meonio for the 10-0 Bruin lead. Three-1 to Maya Brady. Ball 4. So now the Bruins have batted around. Took one from Oregon in their 3-game series, winning on Sunday 4-0. Grounder to third. The tag. And they say she got her, so there's the force out. This Swiss Army knife that can do a little bit of all. Goes after the first pitch to left field. Cini underneath.
Nice play.
And gloves it for the third out of the inning. Sometimes don't even know any better. We're going to go out to play. Yanez fields the position and gets Hammoudi for out number 1. Ball 4. Just the second walk given up by Yanez this game. The 1-1 pitch to Howie. That ball is well hit. Carried deep to the fence. And Meonio catches it on the warning track. A long out for Morgan Howie for the second out of the inning. 1-2-3 in the third. And trying to make it through the fourth with the runner on and 2 outs. Strike 3! Yanez comes back with some heat to get Aubrey Cini and get out of the inning. Nebraska. And that is in there for a hit. The Bruins aren't done.
That's what makes good hitters great right there. Not trying to do too much.
Their
Hit it where they're not.
7-game win streak. Off the wall. Extra base misses for the Bruins. And Rachel Sid has a stand-up double. And Alyssa Garcia steps in, goes after the first pitch. That is a fair ball. And she's out at first. Bruins put up 4 in the second, 6 in the third. They have 2 runners on. Fly ball to right center field. Gottlieb will love it. A run will score, and it's an 11-0 ball game. RBI for Suarez. But everybody is on their toes. Foul ball. To short. A long throw to first, and gets the third out of the inning. To the number 7 hitter, who she struck out in the first time around. Topola at second. One out. This is only the second time the Oregon State lineup is seeing Yanez. In other words, it's only their second at bat this game. Goes after the first pitch, sends it to right field. And it's gloved for the second out of the inning. To right field, and that is gloved for the third out. Brooke Yanez. An 11-0 win over Oregon State. And
all right, so you got UCLA. I think Oregon State's just outmatched right now. It's just one of those years for Oregon State. UCLA's doing what they're supposed to do, beating the teams they're supposed to, getting right at the right time. It's one of those years when you look at it. When you look at teams that are probably going to be there towards the end, you can look at a UCLA, and you know they're going to be there towards the end. Right now, UCLA is sitting 35-4 and 11-3 in the Pac-12. They did take a lopsided loss to Oklahoma in the Mary Nutter, but at the end of the day, whether you lost 14-0 or you lost 1-0, it's still an L. So I think UCLA is going to be there towards the end. So UCLA wraps up their series today with Oregon State, and then they got to go to Arizona next weekend. The following weekend they're going to go. Actually, they play at home against Arizona State. So they got some work left to do. Probably going to host a region. That's what they do. So, as far as what's going on here at Black Diamond, we are still in the middle of the school ball season here in South Carolina. A lot of lessons, a lot of athletes around here getting work in, pushing towards the playoffs here in South Carolina. And then you got travel ball season kicking off right after that. The South Carolina playoffs, high school playoffs, roll into the beginning part of the spring-summer season for travel ball. I know Virginia does the same way. So summer is going to be going to be crazy again. A lot of big-time tournaments, a lot of national tournaments, a lot of qualifying going on. So can't wait for that. Travel ball season. Last year was crazy. This year's going to be just the same. Alliance is doing a really big job. If you haven't done so yet, go check out the Alliance Fast Pitch here on YouTube. I'll put a link. Let me see if I can find it. I will put a link in the chat for that. The reason why I say it is they've just rolled out their podcast, The Car Ride Home, And Jamie does an incredible job. Let me see if I can find it. Jamie does an incredible job with that. She just had Coach Tony Rico on from the Firecrackers organization. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, I'm going to link that here. Is that it? There we go. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's see if this will work. Let me see. It may let me do it. There we go. All right, so I just linked that the podcast in the chat on here, so check that out if you get a chance. She talks to one of the great minds in the game. Tony Rico runs the Firecrackers organization. He's the president, and he'll be the first to admit he doesn't do it by himself. He doesn't run it. But just listening to him talk about people, talk about how to do things the right way and why we should do it the right way, and doing it with honor. Firecrackers have a big campaign, Play with Honor, year round. And Jamie, you know what she's doing with the Alliance, and Tony, of course, is on the board. They do a great job. I love talking to them. Probably two of my favorite people in any level of softball, just because I can feel their passion. I've had both of them on my podcast as well, just talking about their passion with the game, doing it the right way, and not trying to push the envelope too much, and getting back to the roots, like not trying to be something that they're not trying to go and be someone that they're not. So if you check that out, it's about an hour long, a little over an hour. Jamie does a great job with the podcast, brand new. Check it out. It's over on the YouTube site. I just linked that in the chat for you guys. Absolutely love it. Yeah, there it is. I will. I tell you what I'll do is I'll probably end up watching it again, and I might do a reaction video, just putting my 2 cents on it, of what they talk about, because man, they hit on some key stuff. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but just talking about the growth of the game and the technology that's there with the Alliance and what the Alliance does, and then you have the human side of it, which they talk about, and so it's pretty cool. What else we got today? I believe that's going to be it. Big UFC matchup tonight. If you guys are into that kind of stuff, I'll be checking that out. And softball, of course, softball. Hopefully the weather allows softball to be played here on the East Coast. I know some storms have been rolling through. So if you haven't yet, go get your copy of Confident, Calm, and Clutch, book by Valerie, Alston. If you've got that young athlete or parents, if you're trying to figure out a way to help them with their mental performance, help them get out of a rut, help them understand why they go through the things they go through, that's also linked down in the description below. It's Confident, Calm, and Clutch. If you are looking for the hottest bat trainer that you can come up with, if you're looking to give your player a little bit of an edge when it comes to hitting, there's nothing out there like it. The Camwood bats, that's linked down below as well. Camwood bats is probably my favorite tool to use. There's a lot of gimmicky stuff out there and a lot of different flashy type things. But I'm telling you right now, you put a Camwood bat in your child's hand and they start swinging it, you're automatically going to see them start to tighten up their swing a little bit. It's going to be what was loose before, maybe dropping the barrel, maybe letting the hands do this, maybe casting a little bit. Where the weight is on the bat, it helps them. It promotes that hand push, that hand drive towards the pitcher, back up towards the middle. And it's a little bit weighted where it needs to be. So it helps them with bat speed, gives them a little bit more power. And I promise you in a week or so, you will see an improvement in their swing. So get with somebody that has one, or down in the description below. You can get, I think they're running for $100. Click on the link, check it out. They got a lot of cool stuff over on the Camwood side. But yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for us over here. Hope you guys have a good Easter, and I will see y'all next time.